Coach, I guess it's kind of news to a lot of us right now that you received an award recently, and you just mentioned 31 years of coaching in track and cross country. Talk about what happened over the summer and a little bit about your award.
Well, actually, it was January. In January, I was honored by the Indiana Track and Cross Country Coaches Association by their Hall of Fame, and I was very pleased to be recognized by that group.
Well, that has to be quite an honor, and it means, too, you've been around a long time and you've accomplished a lot.
Well, I have been around a long time, and I like to see that I have accomplished quite a bit. I mean, if you look back at some of the athletes I've coached and, where they are now in their career and, where they started as freshmen and, now some of them are 30 or 40 years old. So, it's been very pleasing to see them mature and grow over the years.
How is that, if maybe you can tell us how that's awarded? Is it by your peers and such?
Well, there are different parts to it, but some of it by your peers. Part of it is from your coaching ability. Some of it is by your record over the years, and some of it by the amount of years that you've put into the Coaching Hall of Fame.
That certainly is gratifying, though, because sometimes I'm sure as a head coach you wonder how it's going to pay off when it's all said and done. And I know you're still coaching this year, and we'll get to that in a couple of moments, but do you ever just sometimes feel like you don't get enough satisfaction out of it, but then other people recognize it?
Well, it was kind of nice being recognized. I never really went into it for the awards or the accolades. I mean, a couple years ago I was District Coach of the Year, and I was also Ball State Alumni Coach of the Year the same year. So it's been nice to get the awards, but I just kind of been quiet over the years and just kind of let them come and go. And but it was nice to be recognized in front of my peers at a big banquet.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, Coach, you're going to start again here pretty soon. In fact, in about a week, the Invitational's back again. Talk a little bit about what you see in your team so far this year as you lead into that first meet at IU East.
Well, we're kind of young and we're kind of small this year, but if you talk to every other team around us with our same size, everybody else is about the same boat. Mary and Kokomo have number issues. We have some number issues. I think we got some talent coming up, and I know the middle school is really strong and deep, but this year at the high school level, I think we'll be pretty fast, but, our numbers are pretty small.
It's not an easy thing to do to get a lot of kids today, and I don't want to try that generational thing, but it's true that running is not something that everybody loves to do, so you got to find the right special type of student athlete.
Well, it has changed a little over in the 31 years. I mean, it is getting more and more difficult with, the different gaming systems and the different phones and everything like that. People are easier to sit on their couch instead of going out and run 3, 4, 5 miles. So the athlete themselves has changed quite a bit in the past 31 years, but it's getting more and more difficult to get different athletes out and get different people out to support your team.
Are you going to have enough, at least from a standpoint, to make sure you're scoring in meets and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, we'll have enough to score in meets. So, yeah, that won't be an issue. We'll have enough. It's just some of the races we can run 10, 11, 12 runners, and, we'll be pushing that 10, 11, 12 runners on the boys' side, and then the girls' side will probably be right there about the 9 or 10 levels. So.
Well, you mentioned they're kind of young, but you have some talent. Can you talk about some of the kids you look forward to this year?
Well, we have a couple seniors. We have Rainer Eddy on the boys' squad, and we have Madeline Freeman on the girls' squad. I think they'll do really well. Newcomers this year will be Ben Quinn, came in over from swimming to kind of get in shape for swimming and help out, and same way with Dustin Wilson for swimming and coming out. And then we have some freshmen that are there as well. Landon Smith on the guys' side, and on the girls' side we have sophomores returning, Vanya Sanchez and Lily Shamel. Lily was MVP last year for us on the girls' side. She's back, and Vanya had an ankle sprain, but she seems to be pretty strong coming back as the season goes on.
You have some cooler weather coming up, so hopefully that'll lead into your invitational as well. I see they just took off a little bit ago, chance to run in some warm weather, but you guys are kind of used to that by now.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's going to cool down, but you never know. It'll be 85, 90 degrees all season long, and then it'll be snowing at the end of the season. So it's kind of a strange season. You start out really, really hot, you end really, really cold. So it's a really opposite of track. It's track, you start cold and then you end hot, hopefully you end hot. So, we've trained all summer long. We had practices, conditioning practice from 6:30 to 8, so they're kind of used to the heat all summer long.
Coach, I know that Invitational is really fun to watch because you have so many good runners and a lot of good schools, so you really get a good test that first time out.
Yeah, we have about 12 teams coming this year, and we've added middle school to the program, so we're going to try to build the middle school issue of it for the next couple of years. And yeah, welcome to come out to IU East, everybody, and check out our team, and everybody else in the area seems to be running in it. So it'll be fun and exciting.